World of YouTube True Crime. Yeah. And we're going over some celebrity deaths. And one of them, mind you, bear with me. Oh, this microphone. No. Oh, no. Got some technical difficulties here. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. 9 infamous celebrity murders that remain unsolved to this day. And we're going to start off with Bob Crane. Of course, this was a popular show in the 60s, Hogan's Heroes. Of course, I used to watch some of this, not all of it, because I thought this was a pretty funny show. And this guy, was pretty funny himself. But his crazy death in 1978, Scottsdale, Arizona, after he plunged to death in his bed with a camera tripod. The beating was so brutal that the police could hardly recognize him. And the main suspect, John Carpenter, and I don't believe it's a fellow friend of the maker of Halloween, was a friend of Crane's. The two of them spent a lot of time together going to strip clubs and geeking out on video equipment. However, there were weapons or witnesses to the murder, making it difficult. Oh, no weapons are difficult to make any formal accusations. And to me, human body tissue found in Carpenter's car resurfaced. Carpenter's arrested, tried for first-degree murder, but the case was later acquitted after evidence was found inconclusive. Yep, there's a poor investigation when you have overlooked photo of human body tissue in the car, which that means that man's car was not thoroughly searched. That's what makes these cases so unique. I want to look more into this, but hanging out at strip clubs and, drinking buddies back in them days, obviously someone might have rounded up a woman or two and someone got jealous, or someone maybe rounded up someone else that shouldn't have been rounded up. And that's right. Poor Mr. Hogan's hero took a bludgeon death, man, to be that pissed off to brutally beat someone with a tripod. Whew, he did something. I could say just by looking at him, because I always say 1,000 words comes out of a photo. He does look like a kind of a womanizer. Ladies' man. And I'm sure he did like the ladies if he's going off to strip clubs. But of course, you meet up with that wrong person. I don't know, folks. Gotta be careful these days. Moving on. Thelma Todd. This is a very old actress, 1930s, 20s, and 30s actress. Owned a cafe that she ran on Roosevelt Highway, now called the Pacific Coast Highway. She lived above an apartment. Her boyfriend at the time, Ronald West, found dead inside a garage behind the steering wheel of her car. At the time, some believe that she had committed suicide, accidentally killed herself. Come on. While warming up a car when she got locked out of her house. Signs of no struggle, though she did have a broken nose. Her blood alcohol level was too high to have allowed her to climb the steps of the garage, and her sandals were too clean if she had, in fact, climbed the stairs herself. Of course, rumors spread. West confessed on his deathbed that he had unknowingly locked Todd in the garage. Todd's body was cremated, lending some to believe it was done to cover up a death. Crooked, corrupt district attorney's office. Could have been an ex-husband or a gang leader. Charles Lucky Licinio, you might have killed her. Who might have? So there's a lot of stuff in this. Of course you got gang leaders and crooked law officers and all kinds of stupid stuff. And owning her own place could have been a big factor too, of course. And why would she be killed, Well, there you go. She probably was a manonizer. Looking at all the men, checking out all the men. I run a business, you pamper me type thing. But who knows? Someone could have been in love with her and just got so jealous because she didn't want him. Sad to say, but one of them mysteries, boy, especially back in the 30s and 20s, man. Couldn't really find stuff out too much back then, that's for sure. But next, Peter, I never heard of this guy, man. Termin Love. What? Termin Love. Termin Love. Never heard of this guy. Oops, commercial. Host of the New Wave Theater when he was found bludgeoned to death in his bed in downtown L.A. 1983, yeah, I wouldn't have known him because I was out in New York at the time and I was just opening up the doors to movies and HBO and MTV and Judas Priest. I wouldn't have heard of this one, but bludgeoned to death again. The morning, I got a dozen friends that went in there and screwed up all the evidence. So, of course, another thing like the John Benet Ramsey case. Oh, let's just invite everybody in to screw everything up. I'm sure people didn't know back then because they were probably just too drugged out or whatever the hell my case may be. But as you can see, he has a very distinctive FU type thing and don't mess with me, but yet, accidentally tampered with the evidence. Some theories say that he was killed as a result of a robbery. Speculate he was killed by one of the attendees. New Wave Theater, little headway has been made solving the Ivy's murder. Little headway. Someone screwed that up. It's supposed to be leadway. Little headway. Little headway, I got a little head. David Carradine. Now, I am very bitter that this man happened to take the position over from Bruce Lee to do the little TV series of Kung Fu. Very bitter. You would also know this guy to be in Death Race 2000. I watched that movie not too long ago. And in that movie, there was something that he did that claims he is right. Another movie he played in, one of my all-time favorites from Chuck Norris, is Lone Wolf McQuade. Him and Chuck went at it. Awesome fight. Awesome movie. I recommend anybody to watch that. Should do a movie review on it, but no words can explain. You gotta watch that movie. But, of course, he gets his ass whooped in it. But like I say, I've always kind of had a little bitterness to this guy. And it comes out to seem why. Because of his cocky arrogance attitude the man had that he not only displayed on screen as characters, but this will explain. Found dead in his hotel room, Bangkok, where he was shooting a movie, the actor's body was found hanging in the closet with a rope tied around his neck, wrist, and genitals. In an apparent act of autoerotic, sorry, I can't say that, a fascination. So this guy had a sex fetish of tying up his wrists and balls. Jeez. Following his death, two of Carradine's ex-wife stated in, Gail and Marina, stated that Carradine did indeed have a self-bondage fetish, an overall penchant for different sexual behavior. And you could tell in the movies when this guy moved around women, man. Yeah, you get a little, like that eerie, like, predator type thing. And since then, Anderson had publicly claimed that she conducted her own investigation of Carradine's death, ruling that he was murdered. But I don't... Bear with me, I'll have to come back, pause, hold that thought a minute. I'll be back. So, with that being said, back about this man's sex fetish. In the movie Death Race 2000, he gets in a love mood making scene with a woman. And you could tell the way and I'm sure he does it in real life, or had done it in real life, but the way he got into bed with this woman, and the way he undressed himself, and yes, the man seemed to be like making love to the camera. Like, say, so he would make all the moves, just like linger in your head to say, like, what the hell is this guy doing? He had a weird sensation of, just getting in the bed, and that movie said enough for me. And the way he always would, get into, like, his kung fu fights. He'd always move his head and give you that look like, oh, look at my side view, look at my top view, look at this view, look at that view, and he'd make sure every inch of the camera got his looks, and just the way he pronounced himself, man, it only goes to show that this guy had some fetishes, right? And he probably did it and played that role on some woman, I think, and maybe got into the wrong bed. You're getting in the wrong bed, people. Get you dead. Take my word for it. Never done it, but I've seen it happen multiple freaking times. And it's not no good outcome to it. Never is. Nope. This man here, whew, yeah, he was a character boy and very strange. Moving on. Tupac Shakur. Yes, sirree, this man right here, one of the most legendary poets in rap history. And I did a video on a little thing of, supposedly Mr. Death Row Records' son did a video of a guy, and oh man, what a joke that was. The guy had nothing on Tupac. Nothing that resembled him at all. And mind you, this guy had a thicker, thicker face, thicker mustache. And I know for a fact that Tupac always had a mustache, but it was very thin, like right here, you can see. This other guy, man, his mustache was more thicker up in here. And you could tell. And there was in the nose didn't match up. I did a face analysis on that too, man, and everything was a friggin' joke. I mean, if that's what Mr. Death Row Man's trying to do to get his ass out of jail, you're doing it the wrong way, my brother. This man shouldn't have wound up dead. Don't know how, but hey. You don't take out them American poets. Not good. That's right, a legend never dies. I am a huge fan of old school rap, more into the hardcore stuff. But Tupac, man, I give him a listen to every now and then is right. Because he was good. Damn good. But we know, just like Biggie Smalls, or no, what the hell's his name? Ah, shoot. Not Biggie Smalls, is it Biggie Smalls? Notorious Big, sorry. He's next. Who the hell's Biggie Smalls? Oh, shit. Screwing up my rappers here. But I'll admit, I wasn't a Notorious Big fan. I mean, don't get me wrong, his music did hit the airwaves and, did damn well, and I give him credit for that, but I just, like I said, I'm more into the hardcore rap. And I call, stuff like his, like, not too heavy. I like to say the heavy metal rap. Hardcore heavy metal rap, that's what I like, so. I mean, you get into the lighter, potent stuff, it's like, yeah, don't do nothing for me. Unless it's a damn good beat that I can get down to, then look out, I'm busting a move. Yeah, that's right. This guy used to break dance. Back when Run DMC were kinging out the airwaves. But another rapper, man, another legend of my own self is right. Bringing the East Coast out to the West Coast and making it all come out damn good. But it just sucks when someone comes out big and that person ain't producing. They're turning into something bullshit. Can't leave legends alone. You can't just let them do their music. Let them do their damn thing. Who cares if you friggin' lose out on a few record sales? I'm sure something will come out for you one day. Shoot to the roof and get your money. But no, it's all about money. It's all about dissing. It's all about disgusting, stupid crap that, leave the battles in the music. That's right, leave the frickin' lyrical battles in the music and leave your goddamn guns at home. Anybody that brings out a gun in a rap battle or to friggin' make a point, you're the biggest fucking sissy in the world. You can't take a few beatings off the words of a lyrical legend, man, then you can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen. That's all it is. Keep your damn guns at home. You're stupid. And to have two men like these two to just end their lives for what? Because they're doing some damn good shit and you don't like it. Go eat a big D, just like Ice Cube says. A big D's in your mouth is bad for your health. But, too bad that happened to somebody. Should have listened to the Ice Cube. The big D's in your mouth are bad for your health, brother. Nope, you had to take out two legends because you're stupid. Moving on. Ronnie Chaston. I do remember her on TV, but I didn't watch her much. But she's a Hollywood publicist, institution in the movie industry. She orchestrated the Oscar campaign for Driving Miss Daisy. Oh, that's where I remember her from, watching that too. Worked with Michael Douglas, yep. That's where I remember. I wasn't a huge fan of this woman, but I seen her and, it wasn't something I wanted to get into. And the body was found slumped over in a car. The murder had many in Hollywood scratched their heads and sparked massive police hunt, claiming it was a planned hit, adding to the mystery. The lead suspect, Harold Martin Smith, in the murder, reportedly committed suicide, though the case was closed after that. Who knows what this was all about, but driving home from a Hollywood premiere of the film Burlesque, shot 4 times. But who knows what she was really involved with. Of course, that don't say nothing, or who she pissed off, or somebody, this husband's mother's sister's brother's cousin's wife, or someone's brother's sister's cousin's husband could have been involved with the murder because of she being, who knows what it could be. It's gonna lead to any type of thing with this type of murder, but with that publicity and that notoriety that this woman had, and they don't come out with much details of why she would be wanted on a hit. Must have knew something or said something, and that was it. But sucks to say, man. Natalie Wood. So, of course, we got this another person I used to watch back in the day with his TV show. It's in here. Should be in here, but William Wagner, the Robert Wagner. And this is the one where Christopher Walken was there at the time. But yet, more cowbell. Yeah, I love that episode. But, I can just imagine what the fight between Robin was and her. Oh, what was the name of that TV show he played in? It was, with that red-headed woman. Damn it. Just had it in my head today, too. It was, damn. It was both their names. I guess it was like a husband and wife TV show. I'm sure someone was it in here. But this woman of the evening, she was high-profile relationships with many men, from Elvis Presley, Dennis Hopper, and who knows, maybe Robert Wagner wasn't the stereotyped actor she thought he was, and they were arguing about a relationship with Walken. Oh, must have been getting involved with Mr. Walken. It seems that this woman was always taking a little walk around the block here. And she and Wagner began to argue about her relationship. I didn't remember this part. I thought Christopher Walken was there just for the simple fact of friends with him. But obviously, she thought Mr. Walken was probably a nice, good-looking guy. Heart to Heart. That was a TV show he played in. Heart to Heart. I used to like that show, too. That one and Moonlighting with Bruce Willis. They were good mystery, solving cases and stuff. That's why I used to like them show. People don't know I'm a huge fan of history. I mean, mystery, yeah, and history, but huge fan of mystery. Them had them shows of who done it, and I would always be there like, oh, who done it is right. Heart to Heart, I believe that's what it was. But it was not homicide, not a suicide, it was an accident. Wagner was the culprit. Police officially declared him not a suspect 2011 and 2013. Her death certificate was mysteriously changed from reason of death being accidental drowning to drowning caused by undetermined factors. You know what? That's the thing about Robert Wagner. Now, don't get me wrong, he wasn't, like I said, he was a good actor in that TV show, Heart to Heart, man. I thought he was a great performer. I mean, he has came out with other movies like, Wayne's World. He was in that, too. Only a little part, but hey, he done his job and everything, and I'm sure there was other movies I've seen him in, but on another note, then again, he wasn't that great of getting a lot of movie roles. So I'm for sure that when Christopher Walken started getting famous and blowing up the airwaves, of course, I think that Natalie Woods might have been, ooh, who's this guy? Mr. Wagner's not doing nothing for me. Seems to me she was a little dirty bird. Because if she had these multiple relationships, I'm sorry, I'm not the one to bash nobody. I would have to look more into this. But when you got that many lovers, especially Elvis Presley, never knew it for a while, but I come find out he was a real bad womanizer. So a lot of men back there, don't get me wrong, as dirty birds as women were, the men were just as dirty. You can just imagine why she drowned is right. Moving on. This guy I'm gonna go through quick because he had ties with the mob and stuff. So everybody wonder why this guy would have came up dead. But I mean, that woman I believe is the actress Lana Turner. And supposedly this woman and her daughter, she blamed the daughter for killing him. Maybe they would have gave him or her more lenient way. But supposedly he was an abusive relationship person. The woman obviously had enough of it and stabbed him to death and blamed it on the daughter. And I think the daughter took the fall, because of lesser maybe sentence or whatever. But whatever the case may be, this guy wasn't too nice, so. But like I say, I can't say that. There's two sides to every story. But when he was said to be a perfect gentleman, and a bodyguard, and I believe this Cohen, maybe blackmailer, and an alleged abusive boyfriend of Turner. But it all goes, just bad man he was. George Reeves, I don't know. I don't know if this is Christopher Reeves' father, but if it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't. But playing the original Superman. He was another one found in his room. Lifeless body. What was it from? I believe he hung himself, but a lot of things in here skeptical of what his murder would have been. It said Reeves was depressed because he wasn't earning roles. Yeah, that was a thing back too, because he was only known for being the Superman powerhouse. There was guests allegedly heard a gunshot and ran into Reeves' room to find his body. Now, I believe someone wanted this man dead for some reason. He could have been a womanizer too. But other than that, he could have done something or threatened somebody to get more roles or something. But whatever the case may be, someone didn't like him or he did something. I believe he didn't shoot himself for depression. Could have been something sinister, is right. Bruce Lee. Oh yes, my friends. This is another one, boy. I'm gonna stop it after this because this is a long video, but this man right here, just by watching his movies, I'll tell you right now, taught me a lot about defense. And I used a lot of his moves back in the day, boy, when I first saw Enter the Dragon. Not only him, Chuck Norris too, but when I seen the fight with him and Chuck, and then I seen Enter the Dragon, I was like, oh yeah. And I would sit there for hours and watch his movies on HBO in '83 because back then my parents split up and I was brought out into a place. If anybody don't know about the story I've said and have seen that video yet, I was brought out to New York where I was, left to be like, wow, what's really going on here? And there was a lot of bullies out there. A lot of bullies got their ass whooped for me with Bruce Lee. But yes, I mean, watching in Kung Fu Theater. Actually, I used to watch that late at night too. Kung Fu Theater. in 81, 82. Along with friggin' Creature double feature, but Kung Fu Theater, man, theater. I literally got in it before I moved to New York. I got a karate suit, and I still got the upper part. I lost the pants, but I still got the original marker I wrote on it back when I got it, Bruce Lee on it. But this man taught me a lot just by watching his friggin' movies. And, but the thing of it is with this, and the crazy stuff that came into this case too, the curse is one of them, but the, bringing the, his Jeet Kune Do here to the United States and teach anybody angered the Chinese elders, and that could have been a factor too of his death. Whatever it is this woman, Betty Ting Pei or Pai, gave him a, headache pill, an aspirin and a muscle relaxant, and he never woke up. The only substance found in the actor's autopsy was asquingus. I don't even know what the hell that. I gotta look that up. And it was later ruled that he died from a brain edema due to hypersensitivity to the muscle relaxant and the drug. But they go on to say murdered by the triads, the Chinese elders, and with a death strike he received sometime earlier or that his family was cursed. So whatever the case may be, because Brandon Lee almost died similar just doing his movie. Some say it was a curse. I think if a bullet round is put in a damn gun and they say all blanks within it, but then it found a live round, I think someone really didn't want this family to continue with their legendary, their legendary of what he made up himself, Jeet Kune Do. And they just didn't want that. And they didn't want Brandon to follow either. So I honestly do believe that someone wanted these guys dead. And I'm surprised they ain't went after his wife and daughter yet, because, oh man, it sucks. It sucks. This was hard to pill to swallow, boy. And it is an honor to be born in the same year that this man passed away. Sucks to say that, but I honored my year because of this. A lot of that, man. But he taught me a lot, and I still use it to this day, and fucking, oh man. Whoa! That's right. Learned a lot just by watching this man's movies, but I don't know how this woman didn't get charged, because even if this was something that was just accidental, I would assume that this was, bad medicine. And was it legal at the time? But I'm going to do another section of this. Gonna come up with the Jimi Hendrix story that I never knew of. And that one's just as mind-blowing as the rest of these. But till that next video, be safe, take care, and always look up your history. Because there's always mystery to go with it. And this has a lot to do with what happened. And I would like to know, damn it, why did these legends, or even like Bruce Lee, have to die? Jimi Hendrix die. Legends. Murder. Mystery. Why? Gives you something to think about. Out.